Welcome to the afternoon class. Today we are going to move on with our schedule, according to the class schedule. And last week we talked about how to become successful in monk's life, right? So I hope you get an idea and then you have a chance to practice, in the past week. And now this week I would like to introduce you to something that I think is benefit you for the next step. Okay, so we'll get to know the training system of the monk. What is the monastic training system, and what is exactly that the Buddha instruct the monk in the past, to follow his teaching and successful in the training. Successful specifically mean the person who follow the Buddha teaching will realize Nibbana. That's the goal. Today we will cover the monastic training system. I think this picture is very important for you to keep in mind for the rest of your monk's life. The first day you ordain until the last day you finish the training. Or if you have to disrobe, you can continue practice under the similar system as a lay person. And then eventually you can realize, inner peace or ultimate peace. This is day one you start. Eventually you hope to get there. Remember, the only one purpose why someone ordained in the past is because that person wants to free oneself from suffering. They want to completely free oneself from suffering. In other words, they want to realize something called Nibbana. Because they have faith in the Buddha teaching, that's why they leave home to be a homeless person. Follow this training. And the Buddha gave us the 3 training system as a framework. Still remember? The first one is called morality, the first box. And the second one is called, we can call it meditation or mental development. And the third one is wisdom. Your journey from day one, until you arrive your destination, you need to master these 3 things every single day. That's why, this framework is very important. So start from this one. Morality, what does morality mean? Morality, sometimes you think of morality as a precept. As a lay person, you observe 5 precepts, sometimes 8 precepts. Abstain from killing, from stealing, from sexual misconduct, from lying, and from intoxicant. So these 5 things lay people don't do. As a monk, you still have to observe these 5 things. You cannot do that. But add more. So altogether, you have to 227 precepts. So 227 from day one to all the way. No negotiate. You have to follow this. Because you sign up for this. And I hope you know that. So morality means, basically control yourself physically and verbally. Not to do something bad. Bodily action and verbally action. Because in order for us to be pure and arrive Nibbana, that person, first thing you must do, you must stop doing bad in order for you to be success and happy in life, whether you are a lay person or you are a monk. If you are a monk, you do more, you observe more precepts. So stop doing something bad first. Get your physical and verbal ready. Then you can move on to the second step, to train your mind. In order to have good meditation, that person must have precept clean. If your precept clean, then you most likely have a good meditation. Once you have precept clean, you have a good meditation. When you meditate, your mind is free from worry because your precept is so clean. You are a harmless person. And then it's not so difficult for you to achieve the highest wisdom along the way. So morality, we can separate morality into 2 categories. The first one is called physical, and the second one is called social. Physical and social. This is morality. Start from social first. What is social? Social is, as a monk, you're not alone. You live with a group. To live with the group peacefully, we must follow the rules. And that rule is called the monastic code. The Buddha laid down 227. If everyone follow this, whoever ordained, whether you're a foreigner, you're from Singapore, you're from Nepal, you're from America, you're from Taiwan, it doesn't matter. I'm from Thailand. Once we are ordained, once we become a monk, Every one of us follow the same rules. That's from the Buddha. So if anybody don't follow this rule in our group, then that person create a problem to the group. Okay, that's why this needs to be followed very strictly in order to maintain a peaceful monastic community. The second one is manner. Living together, we must have a very good manner. Okay, manner is the way you do things. Different countries have different manner, right? So in the West, people wear shoe in the house, but in Thailand, we don't wear shoe in the house. In your country, it's okay for you maybe to play with someone's head, but in Thailand, you cannot do that. It's impolite. So as a monk, we also have manner that we need to be followed. For example, the way we eat, the way you walk when you go arms round, the way you talk to the lay people, and that's the monk manner. I'm talking about monk's manner, not the worldly manner. Whatever manner you have before you become a monk, it's okay, put that aside. Adapt the new manner. Okay, what is a good monk supposed to be doing? How would you wear properly when you go outside the temple? What kind of dress code when you wear in the temple? What kind of dress code when you wear when you talk to the people in public? So that's the manner. Eating, walking, talking, doing things, okay, that people see you, because now you're in the position that people respect you. Whatever you do affect the whole Sangha, the whole monks community. People don't know how long you become a monk, and people don't care. All they care is you are a monk. If you do something bad, okay, not only you get blamed, they blame the whole Sangha. They blame the whole monk community. Oh, the monk smoke. Oh, I saw the monk drink alcohol. People don't know where did that monk come from, but they know that's the Buddhist monk. If you see Buddhist monk smoke or drinking somewhere down the street, people complain the whole Sangha. This is not good. So this is very important. Besides 227, you need to practice good manner, cultivate good manner. And the third one, I call it habit development. Living together, not only the rule that we have to follow, not only the manner, standard manner, monastic manner, and habit, individual habit will affect the whole group. This training system, sometimes I look at it as the habit development journey. Let's say you set goal 3 months or 90 days from now. From day 1 to day 90, you should be a better person. You should have more good habit. The habit of being on time, the habit of being polite, the habit of keep things clean and organized, the habit of respect others. It's a habit that you need to keep in mind, because we're not alone in the society. And in fact, in the outside world, if people are aware of that, if there is a law to be followed, you follow the law. You in Thailand, you follow law of Thailand, the state law. But when I am in the US, I have to follow the US law. Not only the law of the whole country, but there are also custom and norm in each particular society that we belong. We need to study and practice and adapt ourselves to that society. And what about the physical? Okay, this is just the morality part. Physical, the first one I would like to say, the physical body. We need to maintain good health, not gaining weight at the end of the training. Okay, so you should pay back attention to your physical health. For you to live good life, you need to have good health. If you love to meditate, Luang Pi, I become a monk, I want to meditate. Of course you will. But look at yourself in the long run. If you don't have good health, you're gaining weight. Your body feels very heavy. You think you can meditate well. You eat too much, you fall asleep. You don't exercise, your body is not fresh. So everything affects. So start from, prepare to have a good health. And another one is called sense control, or the sense door. This aspect also very important, which we will talk in a moment. Sense door means what? Human being, we perceive things through what called sense door. Okay, the sixth sense door, from what we see through the eye, what we hear to the ear, what we smell to the nose, what we taste through the tongue, what we touch from the body, right? And what we think through the mind. So this sixth sense door is the door of perception. We perceive things through this sense door. So now you become a monk. This is the lifestyle of people who looking for spiritual development. For you to be success in spiritual development, you need to be very mindful to whatever come to this sixth sense door. So you must be able to manage your sixth sense door and protect it, guard it. There is something called the danger of the monk. What are the danger of monkhood? What would be something that jeopardizes your monk's life? How come people ordain very long time? How come people cannot ordain very long time? If you don't aware of this four danger, you may run into problem. Okay, let's get to know them. The first danger is called the wave. What is the wave? You think of the ocean. The ocean or the sea. Have you been by the beach somewhere? Right? You see the wave keep on hitting the shore. Day and night, 24/7. Never stop. And that's the nature of the wave. So this implies that, people who are not able to receive the teaching will not last long in monk's training. You may be coming from a very good family, have a good education background. You may have higher education than your mentor monk and teaching monk, or even better than all of your friends in this community. You come with that experience. You come with that ego. And now you have to be under someone who have less experience than you, less worldly education than you, but they just happen to be a person who ordained before you. As a monk, we respect each other according to what called Pante, right? Pante is the person or the monk who ordained before us. Even 1 minute, he is your brother. And now we join this community. And the person who trained you happen to be someone that you may think that he has less experience than you. You may be a manager before you become a monk. You may have a higher education than your teaching monk. And you come with that background and experience. And now people start teaching you. And eventually you say, well, Luang Pi, I already know that stuff. Give me something advanced. I know how to create good habit. I know how to brush my teeth. I know how to dress. I know how to eat, You know everything basically. If that kind of attitude, be careful. People who know too much usually don't last long. Okay? I would say you die from a lay life. You reborn as a monk's life. You know nothing about monk's life. You know anything about 227? Nothing much. You know some. Okay? This is 227. You see how thick of the book that you haven't read it. And how can you assume that you know everything? Because you cannot. You haven't studied it yet. So be careful about this attitude. Okay? Attitude of knowing everything. If someone teach you something, someone share with you something, just open up your heart, open up your mind and listen. Okay? Give them some respect. And the second one is called the crocodile. You know the crocodile, right? Crocodile is animal with no tongue. Crocodile can eat everything. It doesn't feel the taste. It has no tongue, but we feel the taste. So crocodile implies that as a monk, the second danger of being a monk is addicted to the food. You're addicted to the food. You select what you want to eat. You throw away what you don't want to eat. You always look for invitation that take you to the place where you can enjoy good food. Sometimes monks, request good food from the lay people. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. That's not the Buddha wants us to do. That's why there is something called 227. If you study, this was something that you shouldn't be doing. So be careful about food. And the third one is called the whirlpool. What is the whirlpool? Have you seen the water go like this? If you drop something into it, it will suck it down to the bottom right away. Whirlpool is related to the sabainess or the relax or the laziness. You do whatever you want. The first three things, as you can see, is number 4. The first three things. Wave. I don't want to listen to anybody teaching. I want to eat whatever I want, whenever I want. I want to do whatever I want to do. I want to watch movie. Today I don't want to go to class, I want to stay relaxed in front of the TV. Do whatever you want as a lay person, and now you can. As a monk, if you continue that habit, how can you realize Nibbana? Impossible. Okay, you sign up for this. You said, preceptor, please ordain me. I want to achieve Nirvana or Nibbana. That's what you said when you ordained. Okay, keep that in mind. So whirlpool is again the third enemy. Be careful. And the last one is called the shark. The shark is scary, right? When you swim in the ocean, you're afraid of shark. It will bite you. Shark usually refer to a woman or a sensual pleasure. A woman or sensual pleasure. Okay, this life is the life of celibacy. It's a life of purity. As a lay life, you do whatever you want. Okay, you can talk to your girlfriends or women. You can buy stuff that entertain your sense pleasure, clothes, shoes, technologies, cars, you name it. You can live your life like that as a lay person. But if you are a monk and then you still follow the same routine habit of acquiring, sensual pleasure, you cannot have a good meditation and you cannot arrive at the highest wisdom. Okay, here. So keep these four things in mind. These are the danger of monks. And the second one, after morality, you move on meditation practice. Meditation practice include mindfulness. Meditation plus mindfulness, which we will practice meditation basically, at least 4 times a day in the meditation room together. But outside the meditation room, you can also practice mindfulness. Okay, maintain, your awareness of whatever you do, which we will talk in a little bit later. And here, the third one, train yourself under the framework of wisdom, which is we learn the Dhamma. Just like in this class, we learn what the Buddha teach. Okay, we learn what's in the Buddhist scripture together. We learn the Vinaya, okay, the monastic code together. And there are so many things that we will be learning together in the next 3 months. Also, you learn from practice. Put everything you learn into practice, and it helps you to realize our understanding, okay, life in a different dimension. Once you put the Dhamma into practice, let's say we talk about loving kindness, we talk about thinking of something good toward others. So you shouldn't be angry at your friend. Let's say someone do something that you don't like. How would you deal with that? How would you calm your mind down quickly as a monk? How could you forget your friends quicker than before you become a monk? And that's something you keep in mind. Okay, not just I remember everything. I remember 5 precepts. I remember 10 precepts. I know how to meditate. You can test me anything, but when it's coming down to put into practice, you still the same old person. You still the same person with the same habit. The habit of being lazy, the habit of always late, the habit of don't keep things clean and organized, the habit of speaking too much or easy to get cranky or something like that. Okay. So keep these 3 framework in your mind as a big picture. So now we will move on to what exactly that the Buddha teach us. What kind of training system that the Buddha laid out 2,500 years ago by himself. So this handout I give you, this is the sutra that the Buddha actually talks about how to train the monk to realize Nibbana. There are 7 steps. This is very important. So let's get to know it. So the sutra itself called Ganaka. It's in the Majjhima Nikaya, okay, sutra number 107. Okay, in this book. Yeah, in this book. This is Majjhima Nikaya, or the middle length discourse. Okay, the sutra number 107. So you can read it later. But I will give you the summary of this sutra. But please go back and study. Read it by yourself. Don't believe what I say. Don't believe what people say right away. Just, read it by yourself. So you have confidence. Okay, this is what it says in the text. If you don't understand, you can come back and ask Luang Pi later. Okay? So the Buddha provided a training scheme for monks. He called the gradual training. Gradual training means what? Train from step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Okay, easier one to the most difficult one. That's the gradual training. The first one he talked about, okay, or precept. Precept of the monk, there is a technical term called patimok, which refer to 227. Okay, refer to 227. Once someone ordained, we don't know who they are. Okay, especially foreigner. You from different country, different culture, different belief. You're not even Buddhist before you become a monk. So you know nothing much about the teaching of the Buddha. So the Buddha said, first thing I will do with the newly ordained monk, first thing I will do, I will teach them about precept. I will teach them about 227. I will teach them about manner. I will teach them to cultivate good habit, to be a harmless person. So this person has to be well trained, physically and verbally. Whatever you did in the past, it's okay. And now you become a monk, first thing you must do is to be a good monk. So maintain your precept clean first. That's why precept is very important. So along the way, from day 1 to the last day, you must maintain clean precept in order for you to achieve the higher level of spiritual development. I'm talking about meditation and wisdom. So first thing, Buddha will train you. He will train you to observe precept. He will teach you what you should do, what you should not do, what you can do, what you cannot do. You think of the horse. Okay, when you get the wild horse and you want to ride that horse, can you just ride away and jump on it? You cannot. That horse must be trained first. The horse must be trained first. So there is something called, they call this one, this is the horse, this is the horse. And they would tie the horse with the ropes to this pole. And this pole they call is patient pole. That's what the cowboys do. When the cowboys train the horse, they get the new horse that never trained before, they would tie them up at the pole. This is called the patient pole. Let the horse running around. Get used to it. Get used to human being. Get used to the new environments. Let him run. But he cannot run far because of the rope. Okay, this rope tie him with the pole. Eventually the horse gets tired. And then you can come closer to the horse. You can touch it. You can play with it. So the horse will get used to human hand and human gesture and human smell. So he will not panic. Eventually you can put something called the bit. Bit is something that people put in the horse mouth. So when you ride the horse, you put the bit and they call the saddle. Okay, like the seat that you put on top of the horse, the back of the horse, so you can sit on. This is the saddle. And then you put the bit in the horse mouth, so you can ride the horse and control the direction and control the speed. But you cannot put everything on the horse on the first day of the training. The horse will not allow you to do that. It doesn't like even having the human to be nearby. So you have to know how to train the horse basically in order for you to be able to ride on that horse. So this process may take a few weeks, may take a month. It depends on the horse. And it depends on how skillful you are. Same thing, you become a monk from different country. Before the Buddha can teach you meditation and wisdom, you need to be trained, physically first. You have to be like that horse, that ready to be trained. Otherwise, you cannot move further. First thing he said, don't do something bad. Study the precept. So observe precept strictly. That's the first step for you to be success in this journey. The second one, after you observe precept, you need to control your sense door. What is it, the sense door? We have eyes, we have ear, we have nose, we have tongue, okay, we have body, and we have mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the door of perception that we perceive. We perceive information to these 6 sense doors. And that is where the enemy can come into your mind. When you see something you like, you see from your eye. But if you cannot see, let's say you meditate, you see nothing, but you hear the beautiful music. Wow, that's my favorite song. So while meditating, you enjoy listening that music. So that sounds come to your ear and go to your mind, and then you start thinking about that sound. And after thinking for a little while, now you start thinking of your lay life. Wow, my lay life was very, relaxed at home. I don't have to sit like this. I don't have to wear like this. Now you think of something further that you're not supposed to be thinking. Okay, your nose, you smell. Okay, you smell of food, smell of perfume, smell of something nice that you like. Tongue, this dealing with the food that you eat, right? Addicted to the food. As a monk, we eat what we receive. And the body, physical touch, okay, and the mind, okay, thinking. Even though these 5 things you okay, but the mind, how can you stop the mind from thinking? That's something you need to be very mindful and be careful, which the Buddha will tell us how to do that. Okay, so control your sense door, that's the second step. You may understand precept, you may know how to control your thing, what to do, what you cannot do, but this is more difficult. That's why it's placed on the second step. And the third one is called moderation in eating. Moderation in eating. It's coming down to the third one. See, eating is very important. Hunger is uncurable disease for all of us, from day 1 to the day we die. So we eat, we get full, and in the next 6 hours we get hungry again. So eating is very important. That's why the Buddha placed eating in number 3. Okay, you're comfortable with morality, you understand precept, you're good at sense control. Nothing can harm you. You can protect yourself of everything you see, everything you hear. And now you need to be careful of what you eat. Moderation in eating. The Buddha specifically said the purpose of eating is not for us to, he used the word amusement, nor for the sake of physical beauty or attractiveness. Usually most people eat for fun, okay, entertain with friends, okay, have some drink, have some snack, not even a meal, but people just enjoy eating whenever they want. And physical beauty or attraction, some people eat for that. To have the bright radiant skin, you need to eat certain kind of vegetable. You take vitamins to improve your, to make your skin look younger. That's not the purpose of monks eating. Monks' way of eating, we eat because we need to maintain enough energy to carry on the training. That's all. Because like I said, hunger is the uncurable disease. We get hungry every day. So the reason we eat because we want to at least minimize that discomfort from being hungry. So we have enough food, just about the right amount of food and the right amount of nutrition. So this physical body can last longer and can survive. So we can use the physical body for something else higher, meditation and wisdom. As a monk, the good news is we only allowed to eat 2 meals a day. You cannot eat anything besides water and juice after lunch. Eating is done. Imagine yourself continue this training system for 90 days. You wake up on time, you eat on time, you meditate on time, you go to class on time. It benefits your body, physical body. You will be healthy. Okay? How many meals you eat at home before you become a monk? You eat late night, you eat at 10 p.m. and then you go to bed at 11 p.m. Then you wake up at 9 a.m. in the morning, feeling unfresh, even though you have rest maybe 7-8 hours, but you still wake up not fresh. Now you become a monk, you eat 2 meals a day, you go to bed at 10 p.m. and then you wake up at 4:30, you sleep 6 hours, and you still remain fresh all day. And I don't know if you notice that 2 meals a day is enough. In the evening, we may feel hungry a little bit, but with 1 juice or 1 drink, refreshment, then we okay. We can have a good meditation in the evening too. But if you eat a lot, heavy meal in the evening, you cannot meditate well. The body is so heavy. I hope you notice the change, after you have gone through training for a few weeks by now. Please keep in mind, at the end of this step, at the last step, okay, the Buddha expects you to achieve some sort of inner happiness, inner peace, or even realize Nibbana if you follow his teaching strictly. And number 4 is practice of wakefulness, practice of watchfulness, practice of vigilance. Now he challenged you to move yourself forward, to start approaching, okay, mental development, to be, watchful, wakeful of what you do. When you go to bed, okay, where is your mind? When you wake up, where is your mind? When you do the laundry, when you do the chore, when you go to the bathroom, where is your mind? So during the day, you cannot be lazy, basically. He wants you to pay attention to your feeling, internal feeling, your emotion. At the beginning, the mind will in and out all the time. You try to control the mind, but the mind like to go out. And that's the nature of the mind. But if you continue doing that for weeks, for months, later on you feel comfortable. You know where your mind is. Okay? And then you want to just enjoy time to practice meditation all day long. But this thing takes time to practice. Okay? And after you're comfortable with that, you kind of know how to manage your mind. The next step will be more intense. So the Buddha said, now let's say you practice mindfulness. Very intense. Mindfulness means, you actually fully conscious of what you do 100%. 100%. Okay, you put your dress on, step 1, step 2, step 3, you finish. And then you know that you are going to the classroom, you prepare your book, your bag, your water, and then you walk to the classroom. Okay, when you enter the room, you actually sit here physically and emotionally and mentally, not just here physically and your mind is somewhere. You 100%, mindful, fully aware of what you do. When you eat, you know exactly what is it on your plate. When you take the food, you know exactly what you want to take. 60% vegetable, maybe 20% of fruit, maybe another 5% of dessert. You know exactly what you want to eat, and when you eat, you know exactly how it tastes. You slowly, mindfully take the food, you chew it, you taste it, you swallow it, you pay 100% attention to what you do. You are fully conscious of what you do. When you're good at that, the Buddha said, now it's time. You guys is ready to 100% submit yourself to meditation practice. He suggests you to find a secluded place, quiet place, in the mountain, in the cave, in the empty house, to do what? To be alone and to practice meditation. And at the end of this practice, he suggests that if you fully submit to the practice, eventually you get rid of something called the 5 hindrances. The 5 hindrances appears here at the step number 6. There are 7 steps. Okay, the 5 hindrances appear here. What are the 5 hindrances? Number 1, pressure of sense hindrances. What is pressure of sense? You name it. Objects of entertainment, right? Women, technologies, clothes, cars, whatever you have in your daily life. That's what people in the world, we are addicted to pleasure of sense. We allow the mind to follow. Follow what? Follow what we like to do. Follow what we like to have. Follow what we like to eat. We run after those things. That thing is called sense pleasure or pleasure of sense. And the second of hindrance is called ill will. Thinking of bad thought toward others. Let's say you have conflict with your monk friends. How should you deal with that in the monk's manner? How could you get rid of ill will, okay, until it's completely gone from your mind? In order for you to success in meditation practice, these 5 things need to be completely removed from the mind. Okay, sense pleasure, ill will. If you have negative thinking for yourself and toward your friends, how can your mind be happy? How can you be free, have the worry-free mind, so you can meditate freely? You cannot. Okay, so ill will, that's the second one. The third one is called what? Sloth and torpor, or sleepiness. Sloth means heaviness of the body, and torpor means the dull of the mind. Okay, basically you not have a fresh mind. You feel sleepiness, you feel laziness. This is one of the obstacles in meditation practice. So it's called one of the 5 hindrances that you need to be careful and take care of that. Okay, have enough rest, do exercise. Okay, get your body and mind fresh every day. Okay, healthy body and healthy mind. And number 4, okay, is restlessness. Worries, basically. Okay, agitate mind. Agitate mind means when you close your eye, you always thinking of something. Oh, this morning I say something bad to my friends. I feel worried about it. I want to ask for forgiveness. Oh, I forgot to turn off the light maybe. Oh, I take too much food. I didn't finish the food that I take this morning. So you keep on thinking non-stop. So the mind cannot be still. And that's one of the 5 hindrances that, the Buddha suggests get rid of. That's all the worry. It's not easy to do, okay? But it's something to keep in mind. And the last one is doubt. You have question. This guy usually come last. Why? Because when you take care of the 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, you don't have any sense pleasure. You don't have any desire. You have a good mind toward others. Your body and mind is fresh, and you have nothing to worry in your mind. Then you start having good meditation. But when you start having good meditation, you go deeper and deeper, and then you start experiencing something that you never experienced before. Oh, is that something that I see or I realize? Is that true, or it's just my imagination? You start having question, you have doubt, and then you cannot go further because you stuck at that question. So you need to seek advice from your teacher, your meditation teacher, and then free that doubt. Then you can go further, go deeper in your meditation practice. So these 5 hindrances appears here. The Buddha said, when you practice meditation, you will face these 5 challenges, and your job is to take care of these 5 challenges. Once you can get rid of this thing will happen. The jhana. This is the higher state of your meditation practice. You will arrive at the state called jhana, when your mind is completely still. See, if you get rid of these 5 hindrances, the next thing will happen is the jhana. We will not cover the topic of jhana today. There are 4 levels. And after this point, it's called higher meditation. It's called vipassana. As you can see, these 3 steps, okay, is the physical part. Okay, physical is about morality, is about control the sense door, is about eating. Prepare your physical body to be ready for mental development. And from this step on, as you can see, is your mental development. Okay, this is your mental development. You start to be prepared to be mindful. And then the Buddha said, well, when you're comfortable, go find a quiet place to meditate. Now you're ready. So you find your own place, comfortable place, you sit and you meditate. Eventually you can work around your mind and you can get rid of something called the 5 hindrances. And once you get rid of these 5 things, you will arrive at a place, what he called the jhana. Okay, the jhana is the state where the mind is completely still. It's completely still, and then you go deeper and go deeper. And eventually, beyond this point, okay, you start moving to the wisdom development. Once you have the jhana, okay, you have arrived at the higher state of meditation practice. You have insight, you have more understanding. You will understand things in different way. You will understand things the way they are. And that is called insight meditation or vipassana. Okay, it's go beyond this point. But for us, I think this is a very ideal framework. It's a perfect one. It's not easy to do so, but it's at least we have something called the map or the framework for us to be followed. And someone asked the Buddha, if monks follow your teaching, how come not all of them realize Nibbana? How come not all of them success in meditation or wisdom? The Buddha said, he gave a very good comparison. He said, let's say, In Thailand, we are in Bangkok. You know the Chiang Mai, right? Bangkok and Chiang Mai. You know, from city A to city B, you know, city A exists, city B exists, Bangkok and Chiang Mai. And the Buddha give us the map. Okay, you follow this map from point A, city A, from Bangkok, you will be arrived at Chiang Mai. It may take many days, but as long as you keep walking, you will get there. So his job is to give you the map. He confirmed that point A exists. This is point A, and point B exists. His job is to point you from here to here. He gives you a clear direction and how to go there. But how come not many people cannot go there, cannot arrive at the destination? Depends on your ordination goal. Depends on your ordination goal. People who arrive at this place, two things you must keep in mind. First, you must willing to be trained. You must willing to be trained. If you're not willing to be trained, you go nowhere. You can enjoy being a monk, you know, simple life, do nothing, stay lazy, stay in your comfort zone for the rest of your life. You can do that, but you will not go anywhere in this spiritual development journey. You can die as a monk, okay, but you the same person, nothing changed. And the second one, you need to have faith. People who are not success in the trainings, they usually have no faith in the teaching of the Buddha. You are faithless. Faithless. You have no faith. So, as I said earlier, many of you come from, you know, non-Buddhist background. But if you look at this as a school, in order for you to get the knowledge from your teacher, you have to have some initial faith in your teacher. If you don't have faith, you cannot become successful. Same thing in the teaching of the Buddha. This is the spiritual journey. Okay? If you don't follow the teaching of the Buddha, how can you success? He is the one who gives us the guideline. He's the one who gives us, you know, the direction. So we have to have some sort of faith toward his teaching. Because in this life journey, you walk yourself against defilement. You walk, you know, upstream. Usually people do whatever they want to do. They follow the stream. You let the defilement drag your life. Or you want to eat, go eat. You want to buy, go buy. You want to shopping, go shopping. You want to sit down and watch TV, you sit down and watch TV. You do whatever you want. You let your life go downstream before you become a monk. And now you become a monk, you decided, no, I'm going to walk oppositely. I walk upstream. So you walk against this flow of defilement, which is much harder than you follow the stream. You see? And that is why 227 has to be there. And not only that, 227 is only here, the first step. The first step is only 227, but it's not enough for you to success in this journey. That's why he said, you know, control your sense door, because your enemy come to you every single day through your sixth sense door. When you go arms round in the morning, you see people, right? You see man, woman, old, young people. You see car, you see house. This is the big house for rich people. This is small house for poor people. You see life of the people outside. And everything you see, everything you hear, it affects your mind. It affects your mind. From this door, it's come through this sixth door. That's why the Buddha said, guard your mind, guard your sense door when you go out. Even though you not go out, you're in the temple, sometimes the lay people come to you. You see people come to the temple to make merit. You see a lot of people, all kinds of people from different walks of life. And then once you can control your sense door, this thing take time. Eventually you feel comfortable. Okay, nothing can harm you. You see people, okay, human is just human. Man, woman, same. Old, young, the same. Eventually we die. When you get to that level, nothing can harm you. You will be comfortable with your monk's life. And then eating, you know. I know you come from, you know, from a good life. You eat whenever you want, whatever you want, and now it's coming down to 2 meals a day, and not everything you can eat. There are many restrictions, but you don't feel comfortable at the beginning. You say, I want to eat that. I miss my favorite food. You know, I miss pizza. I miss KFC or junk food or whatever. And now you cannot have it, and you cannot ask the lay people, oh, can you buy me that thing tomorrow? can I order pizza? You shouldn't be doing that, right? It's violate our precept. So again, this thing take time for you to adjust to 2 meals a day, and adjust for you not to eat whenever you want. But if you look at the long run, this benefit you. Okay, physical body, you will have the light body. You will know how to eat proper food. You will know how to take good care of yourself. This amount of food is enough for my body to stay, energetic all day long in the afternoon. If you eat little at lunch, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., you start hungry again, and then you cannot meditate in the evening. See, you need to kind of work around and estimate and adjust yourself according to what you eat. So it's very important. And then when you feel comfortable with that, you move to wakefulness. You start moving toward the mental development. You don't have to worry about this no more. Sometimes you eat 1 meal a day. It still doesn't affect your feeling. You don't care much about food. You don't expect what you will be receiving from the lay people tomorrow, because you cannot. You don't even know what they will offer tomorrow. You just take your bowl, go to their house, they offer you what they want to offer. We come back, we eat whatever we receive. We don't demand for food. You should appreciate the lay people wake up early in the morning, 4:30, cook your food, steam the rice and prepare the chicken. And then they pray before they offer. They make a wish. They offer to you. And then you come back to the temple and they say, "Oh, I don't like this food. Oh, I like this food." This is bad attitude. Something we need to appreciate. Okay? You appreciate their kindness. And then eat to survive. This is the ideal training scheme. It takes time. It takes time. It may not happen in the next 90 days for many of us, but who knows? For some of us who really put your life into the training, you may arrive here faster than your friends. Okay? The Buddha said 7 days. If you practice the 4 satipatthana, okay, you practice, seriously practice, thoughtfully, mindfully practice. He said 7 days at least, sometimes 7 months, sometimes 7 years. But the shortest, timing that he did mention is 7 days. In the time of the Buddha, many people have achieved that. Okay, so you see the big picture, right? We're talking about the monastic training system. There are 3 systems, 3 frameworks that you need to keep in mind. The first one is morality. Second one is mental development through the meditation and mindfulness practice. And the third one is wisdom development. And when we talk about that, wisdom can be developed through the Dhamma learning, through the practice. The Buddha did mention that there are 3 ways to develop wisdom. There are 3 ways. The first one is called learn wisdom. Learn wisdom means, this is learn wisdom. You learn, you read, you listen, you go to seminar, and then you get wisdom. If you do nothing, you don't read book, you don't listen to the Dhamma talk, you don't get yourself to the training or the seminar, then again you learn nothing. You stay in your comfort zone. That's why I push you to learn Thai, to memorize the chanting, to understand the meaning of the chanting. So you are being pushed to learn, because you come from the world of relaxation, the world of do whatever you want. And now from here on to this point, you cannot do whatever you want. So you are being pushed to learn. And the second one is called reflective wisdom. What it means that you contemplate, you reflect on what you learn. You don't just right away believe of what you learn. Today you learn many things. You learn 7 steps of how Buddha trained the new monk. You learn the monastic training scheme. You need to go back and reflect on this. And it will become your own understanding. Once it's become your own understanding, that means, you kind of know how to do it. You get to the essence of this concept. And then it's easy for you to put into practice. But if you have doubt or if you don't understand, you still confused, and then you cannot practice, correctly. And the third one is meditative wisdom. It's the wisdom come from meditation or bhavana. Bhavana maya panya. Okay. This is sutta maya panya, wisdom from learning. Cinta maya panya, wisdom from thinking or contemplating. And bhavana maya panya, when you have arrived this level number 7 and beyond. This is where you attain meditative wisdom. Okay. So with that, I'm done for today. So rejoice in everyone's merit. Sadhu.